Welcome to Rooted in Yeshua. Today we're going to talk about how some people allow themselves to be overwhelmed with life. Now, that's not to say life is not busy, can become tiresome. We run out of energy, run out of gas, and barely make it to the bed at night. Sometimes we have those days. But we're not called to live that way chronically, day by day. That's not God's best for our life, and I think we'd all agree with that. So what does the word say about being overwhelmed? When we feel overwhelmed, it can be a product of stress, but not to touch too many nerves, but stress is when you're not prepared to deal with a situation. Because when you're prepared for things, the situation doesn't become stressful, it becomes something you're prepared to handle. Trusting in God, knowing who He is in your life and the role that He plays, let Him carry that burden. Let Him care for that. Cast your cares on Him because He cares for you. Let Him carry what you would call stress and issues, and let Him be the one who handles it through you. Our soul, our mind, our will and emotions tend to wander when things get a little squirrely. Mothers with lots of kids, fathers with wives and lots of kids, people who run businesses, lots of employees, lots of customers. Things can go sideways in a hurry if things aren't managed properly. We allow ourselves to be overwhelmed when we don't feel we're in control of a situation. What I would encourage people to do is make sure you maintain charging your spiritual batteries, which then should filter through to your soul. Again, your mind, will, and emotions. Very important, because sometimes you just need to stop everything and use wisdom. We're not called to fight every battle. We're not called to do everything for everybody. We have to have boundaries, and we have to learn how to say no. And that's okay to do. I've learned that myself. I try to help everybody anytime, anywhere, and I've learned to say, I can't do all that. Stop working so hard and rely on the power of God as you pursue greatness in your life. But you need to keep your spirit charged. I want your soul to submit to your spirit, but your spirit man must first surrender to the things of the Lord in your life. You need to spend precious time with the King. That's how you charge yourself up. He wants you to lie down in green pastures beside rivers of living water. He restores your soul. Let Him do that, but He can't do that if you're busy watching Netflix all the time and you're busy doing everything but spending time with Him. I want you to go take some time this week, whether you live near a beach, whether you live near a park, a mountain, a quiet place in your neighborhood, somewhere in your backyard. Go find a quiet place, turn off your phone, leave it in the house. I love doing that. Every time I go to the gym, I do not bring my phone. I don't need my phone to go to the gym. I leave my phone as often as I can. But make sure that you have quiet time where no one can disturb you. Mom, Dad, none of that. And be quiet before the Lord and let Him pour His Spirit into you and feed you through your worship time and through your time with the Lord in the Word and in just listening to Him. Remember, prayer is a two-way street. Ask Him to saturate you. Ask Him to flood you. Ask Him to wash over you. Ask Him to drench you in His presence. So that way, when you become a carrier of His presence with the anointing, and that you take that as an atmosphere everywhere you go. So when the enemy tries to shoot at you with arrows of stress and bombard you with situations, it doesn't impact you. You just say, Lord, I see a situation here. I'm going to let you handle it. And I can't wait to see how you solve it. And then let Him do the work. Back away and let Him do the work. Folks, it's really that simple. This is not complicated. You're not called to be overwhelmed. My dad taught me when I was a young boy to write goals and write my priority list every day, top 5, top 10 things to do. And if you don't get to all of them, okay, but achieve as many as you can in an orderly fashion. And that served me well to this day. But I want to challenge yourself, though, circling back, to go deeper in your relationship with the Lord, because when you have a strong relationship with him, you find your peace. And when you operate with a spirit of peace, a false spirit of stress should not be invading your peace. Your peace should be overcoming the stress. So I don't want you to have the attitude that you can, always spend time with God later. I want you to make it a daily habit. Habits are things we do with joy and consistently. So be open to try what he wants when he shares with you. Remember, God is there in the quiet time waiting for your presence to show up. And if you don't show up, I wouldn't want to know what happens the rest of your day. So make sure you give him your best, your first, your 10th. We're called to tithe many things. Our time is one of them. Our talents are another one. And our treasure is the third. Your time, your talent, your treasure, the 3 T's. But back to the concept. Don't allow yourself to be overwhelmed. God's best for you is to be still and know that I am God in every situation. So I could go on, but we'll stop for now. I hope this was a blessing to you. Go spend time with your King. Thank you for joining us today. Shalom.